In this video, I put 16 players into a box in SOLS RNG to see who would stay in it the longest. I'll also be doing challenges during this video to get players out. The winner of this video will get 2200 Robux, and I'll show proof of that in the end. Before we start, remember to like and subscribe as it helps me in the future. Now let's meet our contestants. Okay, so you can barely see anyone because of all the special auras, but there's around 16 players here, so the last to leave has begun. The first challenge was for someone to get an aura above 10k. If they did, I'd let them choose who they wanted to vote out. And within less than a minute, a guy called L_HJ got undead, meaning that he would be able to vote someone out. And after giving him some time to think, he chose a guy called Halo. And while deciding on the next challenge, someone else disconnected, meaning that when they rejoined, I had to eliminate them. The second challenge was for them to make it to the end of the obby without falling. No one fell during the obby, but when we went back to the box, I noticed someone who had not done the obby. This guy called Multiplier must have gone AFK, which was against the rules, meaning elimination. At this point in the video, I was running out of ideas, so I tried tricking players to touch the fence, or leave the fence. Both would end in elimination. Though few players got close, one went too far and got themselves eliminated. At the same time, another player jumped out of the box, also getting themselves eliminated. Challenge 3 was for the players to do the obby again without falling, but also the last player would be eliminated. In the stream you could clearly see that the exotic was last, but he fell anyway. During this time I noticed a second player that hadn't done the obby, but I decided that he wouldn't be last as the other person died during the obby. But when I turned around, I watched him fall. That meant that 2 people were eliminated on this obby. I moved straight onto challenge 4 to try and cut down on the competition. This was for them to go from the end of the obby back to the start. And during the start, someone fell on the first jumps. And then someone in front of that person fell too. And while I was eliminating them both, a third person fell and also got eliminated. The box was now feeling a bit lonely, as we only had 3 people remaining: Geo, Jaden, and I Have VC. I Have VC tried to convince Geo to let him win, and not even 5 minutes later, he had jumped outside of the box. With him being eliminated, only 2 remained. This was Geo and Jaden. To win it all, one of them had to get an aura above 100,000, and this took quite some time. I then interviewed our final 2 contestants. Jaden's answer seemed more reasonable, but let's see who wins overall. They both began discussing a challenge to end the video, and then just 30 seconds later, Geo had won, the last to leave. But before the challenge had started, I mentioned that if you won you could give the other person the reward. So Geo began talking to Jaden. What a dramatic ending. Here's proof that I sent the Robux to Geo. Like and subscribe.